most of them are stupid for why I don't watch a movie. I'm not a huge sci-fi game guy. I do like Star Wars, but that's about the extent of it. Or fantasy, movies. But last night, my daughters talked me into watching Avatar. And one of the reasons I've never wanted to sit down is because it's like a 3-hour movie. It's just shy of 3 hours. And so I was sitting there doing some of my show prep and just about to finish up, and about 20 minutes into it, I finally shut my computer, and I was absolutely hooked into that movie. Whether it was, and I can't really necessarily put a finger on it, but I did, suspend reality, obviously, for a while, and the whole, traveling across the universe to get to Pandora, and then, the guy who had, Jake had absolutely no use of his legs, gets the ability to run because he's in this avatar, and when he was fighting the dogs, he was left out in the wilderness for a night. He was fighting the dogs, and then I will say this: the storylines were a bit predictable, right? His girlfriend comes in and saves him, and then doesn't like him, and then all of a sudden it was kind of a Hallmarky type of storyline for me, because you knew at the end they would end up getting together. But I really liked the movie. It was a fun watch, and I can't believe, I think it came out in 2009, and it's been 12 years. Yeah, it's a while ago, and everybody's talking about, Avatar this, Avatar that, and you got to see Avatar. Nah, I'm not really into it. Last night I sat down and watched it, and I was fun. I loved it. It was enjoyable, and I just set things down and watched it for 3 hours. And it got me thinking, like, there are other movies like Titanic, where, again, stupid reasons why I don't watch a movie, and if I sat down, I wonder if I actually would like it. How many...
You've never seen the Titanic?
No.
I mean, I don't watch it at this point, but I remember going to the theater at least twice, maybe 3 times to see that when that came out.
See, but that's, again, it falls into one of my categories that I'm not a big fan of, and that would be, like, love movies.
Oh.
You don't even like rom-coms?
Some of them, but there's other things I would rather watch. I'm more of a action, adventure, shoot 'em up, Jason Bourne type of movies.
Yeah.
And so, Stoney, have you a movie that you put off watching and you thought, even though it's getting good reviews, it's very popular, it's even maybe winning awards, but you said, I don't want to watch it?
No, because if I don't want to watch it, I'm not going to watch it. There is a movie, though, that I wanted to watch that I put off and I didn't see. There are a lot of movies that, I have to see that movie that don't. Mm-hmm. And the movie that comes to my mind that I heard was good, you'd like it, I said, yeah, I'm sure I would. And it came out in, 2007, and I didn't see it until probably 2 years ago on a plane. So I said, you know what, it's about time I watched this movie, and it was great. No Country for Old Men.
Oh, yeah.
You ever see that?
I did.
Oh,
great movie.
Oh, it's a great movie. I mean, I wish I had seen it in a different, situation, like in a theater or at home on a bigger screen than on a plane with the lame headphones, It was just a fabulous fact, because I love dialogue movies and just the scene where they're flipping the coin. I'm not anti-violence at all, but that tool that he used to kill people, whatever the hell that was.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. Like, you wanted to see it instead of on a plane,
right,
in a movie theater. And I thought the same thing when I was watching Avatar. And these creatures they're climbing up, rocks that are floating in the air, and they're climbing across this massive tree. It would have been amazing to see it in the studio or in the theater, and I just missed out on it.
248-539-9797. That's the telephone number, the ticket text. What movie you put off for a long time for whatever the reason, and you decided, well, it's about time. Everybody tells me this is good. I should see it. You know what? They were right. And I'm sure eventually, before I pass, when I do see Star Wars, I'll say, you know what? You guys were right. I'm sure that'll happen. Actually, it was weird because I was flipping through the channels the other day, looking for one of the NCAA tournament games. I put on TNT, and actually Return of the Jedi was on. So I watched for a minute, and I went to the basketball game. He wanted to figure out what it was. And Harrison Ford's talking to Chewie. It was great. I laughed.
Can't believe you haven't seen Star Wars.
So I haven't seen Avatar either.
Oh, you haven't?
No. And I don't know. There's something about the blue face thing that just makes me not interested. I don't know what I know. It's probably a pretty decent movie. I've mentioned during the pandemic that I was caught up on all the Avenger movies. I was a little bit late on those. Not real late, but my one that was like 10 years apart too, John, was the movie Heat.
Oh yeah,
Which
yeah.
I think it's one of the greatest crime dramas of all time, and it has the best shootout stage scene in any movie ever, and it's not debatable. This is like one of my opinions that I believe is fact. I don't find me a shootout scene that's better than that shootout scene.
You would be hard pressed to find one.
I know, it's
I
an
mean,
awesome one.
I always say
especially with the actors involved, with Pacino and De Niro and Val Kilmer. I mean, it just was.
it's one of John Voight's in it
Yes.
in a semi role. I just think that shootout scene. Directors always will use music to create more drama. Like I think Christopher Nolan did that brilliantly in the Batman movies. Like the shootout scene doesn't have any music. It's just gunfire. It is out of control. It's
All
like,
the music you need.
I love that movie, and I think it really is De Niro and Pacino's like that's their prime, and it started falling from there.
I didn't see Rounders for a real long time.
That's a great.
And it's a great movie, too.
It is, and I'm surprised, Gov, that you're not into the whole Avatar, that you don't want to see it, especially knowing that you went through the whole Avengers series. Like, there's,
I bet it's good. I need to just make the time to actually do it, just like you.
yeah,
In some ways. I think we're in a very similar mindset going into it pre,
Right.
and I've heard nothing but good things about it.
248-539-9797. Heather, do you have one?
I can't think of movies, but I think of TV shows actually. So I'm not into like the whole science, sci-fi movies or TV shows. And I ended up getting really into Westworld, the show, the TV show.
Okay.
When it first came out, and that was something I said I'm never gonna watch. I refused to see it. Then I watched it, and I was like, oh, I really like this. All right, fine.
On the ticket
Go on.
text, Keith and Oxford, John, James Cameron wrote Avatar in 95, never acted on it until he had the capability to do it on screen what he had in mind. Great director.
Huh, that's interesting.
Well, he also did Titanic, so you should watch that.
Yeah.
John.
Yeah.
It isn't a bad movie. It's lengthy for what happens, but I mean DiCaprio is good in it.
Yeah,
I
but that's
loved that movie when I was a
one of
kid.
the reasons I can't watch it. I'm not a big DiCaprio guy.
Really?
Yeah.
What about The
The
Departed?
Departed.
I watched that, and it was like getting mauled by the. Which one was he got mauled by the bear?
Oh, no, that was
The Revenant.
The Revenant.
Yes.
Yes. The
There's no
Departed,
bears in that part.
Yeah, The Departed. I guess it was all right. Obviously, I'm mixing the movies up, so it just doesn't excite me to
I'm
watch. a
like you.
movie.
He annoys me at times, but there
Yeah.
are some movies he's just absolutely perfect. Like
What's
Catch Me If You Can. He's perfect for that.
That's a great
Love
movie.
that movie.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He's really good in that one with Brad Pitt. Avatar is for Gully turned CGI.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Ryan at work. I am 46. Grew up in the 80s. I have never seen. Oh my God. 16 Candles, Caddyshack, Animal House, Ferris Bueller, St. Elmo's Fire, The Outsiders, The Lost Boys, Fast Time at Ridgemont High, Trading Places. But I have watched Pulp Fiction 500 times. Ryan at work. Ryan, I don't know what kind of drugs you were doing in the 80s that you didn't, or something where you didn't see any of those movies. But man, if you grew up,
Some
in the, if you grew up
classics.
in the 80s, you had to have seen them.
And you said Animal House and Caddyshack?
Yeah, at first Bueller's Day Off,
Wow.
Oh,
Fast Times,
wow.
Trading Places.
God, the pandemic was built for you.
I know.
So I brought up Heat, and I was just looking at some things that anything been written about it recently, and somebody wrote a review. It's the greatest crime movie ever. It has the best bank robbery scene ever.
Oh, it was an awesome thing. You're right. All right, our telephone number 248-539-9797.
Hey, the weather is getting nicer. We're about to get a little bit of rain, and that lawn is going to be greening up. And if you want the best lawn on your street, the company that can make that possible is Natural Way Lawn and Tree Service. If you want to beat the crabgrass, grubs, and insects this year, don't wait, because it's easier to prevent the problem than it is to fix it. The first application, which needs to be applied now, is the most important. Natural Way Lawn and Tree Service is going to assign your lawn its own specialist and create a custom-tailored solution specifically for your yard and your home. They're going to tackle the issues using fewer chemicals and environmentally sound practices. Natural Way has been locally owned and operated for over 3 decades. You can reach them at 888-GET-GREEN and on the web at naturalwaylawn.com. And if you act now, for a limited time only, purchase a full lawn program. You're going to get free grub control and free surface insect control, but you got to mention my name, John Jansen, and the ticket. That number again, 888-GET-GREEN or at naturalwaylawn.com. Natural Way Lawn and Tree Service. Get green, stay green with Natural Way.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center, there is a slowdown due to a crash on 75 southbound at the Davison, where only the right lane is open. Backups can be expected from McNichols. 75 northbound after Ortonville Road, a crash is on the right shoulder, and road work is coming up today, scheduled to block the right lane for 75 northbound between Long Lake and Crooks. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic.
The only way you can take 97.1 The Ticket with you is the radio.com app. Download it today and listen to us anytime, anywhere.
This radio.com Sports Minute is brought to you by Northville Lumber.
This is Homer Esiason with the CBS Sports Minute. Kudos to Patriots offensive tackle Justin Herron for saving a 71-year-old woman from sexual assault. On Saturday, the 6'5", 305-pound Herron was working out in a Tempe, Arizona park when he heard screams. I was in shock, Herron said. It was 11 a.m., middle of the day, in a very open field, and the fact that it happened there at that time was just very shocking. I could just tell someone needed help. All I could do was rush myself over there to make sure I could help the victim, and I could comfort her and be the best person I can be. Herron got the attacker